Hey, One Piece fans, this is Chris Bolts coming in with another video. This time, it's still going to be in regards to Sanji. Now, you notice that I did a video about a few weeks ago titled, Too Late to Fix Sanji, Who Says He Needs Fixing? And in that particular video, I had addressed an article from Screen Rant here talking about Sanji's big issue, which namely was that his womanizing. They wanted him to address his womanizing and also make mention about the fact that he doesn't get enough screen time like Luffy and Zoro. Now, I took the opposite part of that argument, namely that Sanji's womanizing is part of his character and that he has other attributes and qualities that actually make his character very special in regards to offset that womanizing behavior he has. And also, while he won't get as much screen time as Luffy, because Luffy is the titular character of the entire series, he does get as much screen time as Zoro, if not more, because he just recently got through having his entire arc, namely the Whole Cake Island incident. So I think it was not a fair assessment, but maybe I'm the one that was on the wrong side of that issue. And the reason why I say that is because it seems that there might be some issues going on with regards to Sanji internally at Toei. One Piece staff internally discussed anti-Sanji bias allegations at Toei Animation. We've been like, is there something we should do differently? But before I do get into that article, do make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really helps me out. And of course, this is coming courtesy of our friends over at Anime Corner. Once again, big shout out to Anime Corner. Let me go ahead and just blow that up here and scroll that out just a little bit more so we can look at that here. So right here, it says, One Piece animator Vincent Chensard addressed sentiments within a part of the fan base about an anti-Sanji bias at Toei Animation. And he was asked something about this on the Brago D Ace YouTube channel. Chensard said, "You've bringing up everything we've discussed with colleagues. You've probably seen Ishitani-san fighting with fans. It goes without saying that was ridiculous. Obviously, with colleagues, we've been like, is there anything that we should do differently? Because obviously when it comes to the top people in One Piece, the people who are in the deciding position who attribute these scenes, I believe there's no agenda in these people. And let's start first and foremost, the main person who has to say about these characters is going to be Eiichiro Oda-san himself. So he's the one that's going to be ultimately saying something about whether or not these types of characters have issues or if there's something that needs to be addressed. And I think this probably comes back in regards to, again, with how Sanji is working with Jolie Bonnie in the most recent episode. It says right here, over episode 1123 in One Piece, a depiction of Sanji more generally. Now let's go over there and take a look and see what episode 1123 was. I'm gonna pull up my Crunchyroll. Let's go over here. I'm gonna go over to my watch list and let's see here. Actually, let me just do a search. I don't want to go through all that here. And okay, so yeah, so pretty much it's probably in regards to how they're handling Jolie Bonnie. That is what I am probably going to go out on a limb and say that's the case of what's going on there. Because despite not being, and I think it's the wrong episode, 1123. Then again, no, it would probably be the right episode, because I think that's the episode where Sanji sees Jolie Bonnie for the first time. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. You see how Sanji has his heart eyes as he's seeing Jolie Bonnie for the first time. Obviously, Juribani is having heart eyes for this pancake that he just whipped up, but he has heart eyes for her. And a lot of fans are kind of upset about that because we all know now that Juribani is a 12-year-old kid who has the power to turn herself into a nice voluptuous moment. But at this point in time, Sanji doesn't know that. Of course, later on in a future episode, he actually goes in there and realizes that after Dr. Vegapunk mentions that Stella Vegapunk mentions that she's only a kid, Sanji says, "Oh my gosh, she's a kid," and then he suddenly changes his behavior and treats her more like a little sister than a googly-eyed woman that he can chase after. You know, and of course she wasn't involved. The person who's making the responses here, this Ishitani-san, saying that she did not have any type of involvement in that or anything like that, but she is making a response to it. It says Ishitani told fans to refrain from directing criticism of the whole One Piece project at individuals, which unfortunately a lot of people over in Japan don't realize that, you know, over here in the States, a lot of these people take a lot of this stuff too personal. It says, and then we'll go ahead and continue with Chansard, what he says. So like it could be, because what I will say is in Wano, I didn't feel like this at all as a fan. Like the Sanji versus Queen episode had Akihiro Ota-san, Tu Young Se-san, excuse me, I'm hopefully saying that right. You can say very much like the biggest names around the Sanji versus Queen episode. But I will say, as a One Piece fan, when you look at all the Zoro scenes and all the Sanji scenes and look at the names of the animators who are on those scenes, you can't help but notice an imbalance. Me personally, I didn't notice an imbalance or anything like that. I thought the Sanji versus Queen fight was really good, but now that I go back and think about it, yeah, definitely some of the bigger scenes involved Zoro when he was fighting fighting his person that he was fighting. So I guess you could see from that direction that was Sanji kind of thrown a bone. I guess you could say that, but me personally, I still think that Sanji has been handled with really good care and whatnot. Obviously, you can't say the same right here with regards to Egghead Island, because so far he hasn't really fought anybody. He's been more of a reduced to one of the other Straw Hats who don't do any of the fighting, and that because Zoro's fighting Lucci. And I think he also fought Kaku again too. Zoro he fought Kaku, and then Luffy obviously is fighting Kizaru. So maybe there might be some additional love for him in future episodes and everything like that. But again, I think it's just fascinating that there is this conversation being held inside of Toei proper. Is there an anti-Sanji bias? I still am on the side of no, there really isn't. I just think that that it's just like any other anime. Some characters can't get all the spotlight that they should. So those are my thoughts and everything like that. You guys jump down in the comments and let me know. Do you guys believe that there's an anti-Sanji bias going on within Toei Animation? Or do you think that this is just something that is a perception that is being fed by fans of the show as opposed to Toei themselves? You guys jump down in the comments and let me know. And remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that good stuff really helps me out. And remember, this is Chris Boltz signing off, and I will catch you in the next video. You guys take it easy.